So when you're thinking about our family, where do you think that our family would thrive more?
You have your own card. Why don't you put up yours? I'm putting up mine.
Because I haven't seen Cameroon yet, so that's based on what I know. I'm like, well, yeah,
then
sure.
put up your own card.
Here we go.
Don't be influencing mine.
Here we go. Okay, so that's my card because that's what I've seen, and I've made another video about what really shocked me. And to me, it was like, okay, so when we went together, the first 2-3 days, you went before me because you wanted to be at the beach by yourself and enjoy.
No, that's because you wanted to stay with the kids.
Okay, I went to spend more time with the kids, so he's like, okay, I'm out. So he went first and spent so I spent one night, you spent 2 or 3 nights.
Where?
In Gombasam. In Asini, sorry.
3 nights.
Okay. So you really enjoyed yourself, like at the beach resort, blah blah blah, and all of that. That was nice, right? You enjoyed it.
It was.
Based on what I saw, I was like, yeah, to me, there was no, obviously there are pros and cons to every destination. Everywhere there's like, oh, this is too slow, this is this, or traffic, and sure, there are all these things, but to me, there were no reasons why we wouldn't be able to like it here. When I saw Abidjan, I was like, when I saw how Emma lives, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of like, that's why it was so important for me to see that. Like, she wakes up in the morning, the kids, like how the kids get ready for school and all that, like to kind of compare with what we do in our own chaos here. But it's like, oh, I wake up and then the lady is like, oh, you live up to déjeuner, madame. I'm like, okay. She serves me breakfast, and I feel bad because I'm like, I need to be in the kitchen to make my own breakfast. And no, like she can just tell the lady who cooks, like, okay, this is what we're gonna have for lunch. I tell that to myself. This is what we're gonna have for lunch, and I'm the one who's doing it. But so I was able to see these things, and I was like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah, I mean, so that goes back to one of the reasons that I want to move, or that we're thinking about moving, is just help. We have 4 kids. I know some of you may have more, some of you may have less, but it's a lot of work when you have to balance, taking care of them, taking care of schoolwork, taking care of all their activities,
the laundry,
laundry, cleaning, and then on top of that, trying to pay, take care of business so you can pay the bills. One of the things that I find a little bit crazy here is I was in the house of a client the other day, and very wealthy, make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they wanted to do something nice for me, so she actually cooked me a really nice meal, and I was really appreciative because I was thinking to myself, yeah, when I go to Cameroon, when my aunties want me to have fun, they tell the maid to cook me a nice meal, So yes, we have the money here. Yes, we have a lot of advantages. But one thing we don't have is help, or enough of it. So, I mean, obviously, some people are fortunate, but we had to do most of our things ourselves. And so just the prospect of tuning out some of those little things and not having to think about them is very tempting for me, to not to have to wash the dishes all the time. Yeah, because she hates washing dishes. So yeah, I wash the dishes, y'all.
That's your thing. That's the one you picked.
I did pick it. It's just don't act like there was a checklist and I went and checked that. No. It's just, you give and take. But, when I'm in Cameroon, I never have to wash the dishes. I never have to wash my own clothes. I never have to clean. I never have to do any of those little things. In fact, the weird part about it is we all have gates. Like when you get to a house, there's always a gate. And as soon as we get to the gate, when it's me and my dad, of course I'm gonna go open the gate. Because it's my dad. I don't expect him to get out of the car while he's driving and open the gate and drive in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always leap out. And he had to be like, no, stop. He just honks the horn, beep, beep, and somebody else comes and opens the gate. Now, I mean, who doesn't want that kind of life where you
Right.
can tune out for those little things?
Yeah.
That is something that I've wanted to experience my whole adult life.
Because you were the one who was doing it for your dad when you were
absolutely.
growing up. Yeah.
And so that's what makes it, tempting. When we're in Côte d'Ivoire, for example, she said something about the
The chef,
the
cook.
the cook and all of that. But one of the things that really blew my mind too is just how we were able to get around.
Yeah.
It was never like, hey, you know what? I need to go to the market. So I'm going to call an Uber and it's going to take me to the market. And then I'll call another Uber back. It's like, hey, I'll have the driver take you. When do you want to leave? Midday. The driver will come at midday, open the door for you, take you there. If it's a short period, he'll wait around. You do your shopping and everything. And when you're ready, you tell him you want to go. If it's a long thing, he'll go do other things. And then you just give him a call and say, hey, you're ready to go. And he'll come get you. I mean, that beats Uber any day.
Yeah.
But look at the kind of life we're living where we feel like taking Uber and taking a cab are privileges. Or I'll give you another example. My dad had a birthday. He invited his friends. So the distance from Yaoundé to Douala is almost like from Houston to Austin.
Okay.
It's so about that distance. No, about
2. Oh, the distance.
Yeah,
Okay.
The time it takes about 2.5, 3 hours without traffic.
Okay.
But he had a birthday party and he invited all his friends. And not only his friends in Yaoundé, he invited all his friends. Imagine like me having a birthday party and inviting my friends who are in Dallas, me being in Houston, and they're in Dallas. Of course, I'm not expecting them to come. But guess what? All of them came. You know why? They all have drivers. So they get in the car with their wives and their family. The driver drives them to the place. They party all night. And at the end, they either go drive to a hotel or they drive all the way. The driver drives all the way back. Yeah. But we who have a lot more resources, we wouldn't even think about doing things like that because of the help. It gives you a certain degree of freedom that I haven't ever experienced here.
Yeah. To add into that is like parents can, like here usually we put it on schedule or New Year resolution to have one date night a month or one date night a week, right? But there is like, you don't have to think about who you're going to leave the kids with. There's always somebody home and say, hey, I'm going out for this. Okay, they're there, they can give the kids snack or whatever, but there's always somebody who can watch your kids. So I think Emma has like 2 nannies or something like that. And it's like, wow, she can just get up and go, do whatever she wants to do.
Oh, I'll tell you another story. When I went to African Nations Cup in Cameroon, I bought a couple of tickets. And then as I was trying to organize the trip, my cousin called me and said she wants tickets too. I'm like, oh, of course. Set it up. So I got some more tickets and we went to the match. It was a match Cameroon versus, I believe it was Comoros. That's a story for another day, but it was a fantastic match. We had fun. We won 2-1. And so we're out celebrating and jubilating. And I asked her a question. Hey, you have 4 kids at home and you have twins who are not even 6 months old. How can you be coming to things like this? And she looked at me and laughed. And she said she has a nanny for the babies, a nanny for the other kids, and another person at home. Therefore, she doesn't even bother about who's going to be with the kids. If she wants to come out, she comes out. I'm telling you, her kids were not even 6 months old. Like twin boys, less than 6 months old. But here she was at a game with us without a care in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That would be unthinkable for us when our twins were less than a year old.
Mm-hmm.
Even now,
even today,
it's unthinkable to just get up and go.
No.
Watch a soccer match for fun.
Yeah.
And so those are some of the things that really make me think, hey, you know what? It might be nice to try this sometime.
Yeah, it's just like it's easier. Like, again, there are pros and cons, but it's just like it gives you more ease in your life because you can focus on the things that, okay, really need your attention, like the business. Sure, and you spend time with your kids and all of that, but because you don't have to get up and, okay, pick up the kid, oh, get up and drop off the kids here, or get up and go do the dishes, and get up and put the things in the laundry and switch it and put it in the dryer. And you don't have to have those things on the top of your mind all the time. So
that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So based on all the things that we've said about moving to Africa and comparing Côte d'Ivoire and Cameroon, what is your top choice? Because Ivory Coast won some battles, Cameroon won some battles, but what is your last?
Are you gonna put your own card up?
Yes, I'm gonna put my card up. Okay, that's your card. Okay. All right. So we'll see.
I don't know what you were expecting.
I thought you were gonna be like, yeah. No, but I understand. I understand. I think that even to me, if I were to go with my brain and be as objective as possible, I would say Cameroon because of the reasons we've said. But there were some things where I'm like, like infrastructure and things, like certain ease, I think that in terms of transition, moving from the US to Côte d'Ivoire would be an easier, maybe smoother transition, less of a shock than going to Cameroon. Or maybe not, because there's a comfort too. Like
there's also the language.
That's true.
For you, it may be easy, but remember the kids are going to be, even though it's, that's the way you learn.
Yeah, that's how you learn French.
Yeah, but in terms of ease, that might not be as easy as you think.
That's true, because Côte d'Ivoire is a French-speaking country. We both speak French, and Cameroon is bilingual. At home with family, they will speak English, but everywhere else it will be English. It will be French in Yaoundé.
A lot of people in Yaoundé will understand, especially if it depends. If you go to a bilingual school for it, like what I went to, a lot of people speak English.
Yeah.
On the street, a lot of people speak Pidgin, which is a blend of broken English, and a lot of people understand it, but most will not speak it. So yes, there's a little bit of a bar to climb, but it's a much easier bar than just dunking you in a place which only speaks French.
Yeah. And talking even about school, is that in Cameroon it will be a lot easier to find English speaking schools than in Abidjan, because in Abidjan either you go with the international schools, British school, or you go to a bilingual school. But there you have definitely a lot more choices in Cameroon, so that's a point for Cameroon. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to stay tuned to see where we decide to go. If it's
the decision.
If it's Cameroon or Côte d'Ivoire.
Cameroon or Côte d'Ivoire.
All right, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, if you have questions for us, let me know in the comments, and that way I will bring my husband back to answer questions. You'll come back?
Do I have to be back for the questions? You already know what I'm thinking.
Okay, but I will answer them for you. I'll ask you, and then you'll let me know. Yeah, make sure you give it a like to the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss any of my other videos, just like this one. Okay, I will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.